everyone, welcome back to my channel. So sometimes the most beautiful pieces aren't perfect. So today I'm creating a Wabi-Sabi inspired feathered tray where the cracks in the fragments and texture all become the highlight of the design. So let's embrace imperfection and turn it into art.
The word is Wabi-Sabi. I think that's how it's pronounced. So I am going to try that out. It's supposed to be so that stuff doesn't look perfect. It has imperfections. I will get the correct description of the word, but that is what I get from it. So I'm going to be doing a little tray. I thought this tray would be quite nice. It's a bit wonky. Oh, now I'm throwing it around. It's a bit wonky, and so it's also not perfect. The one thing that I have done is I have made my base holder for it. It's my base support, because otherwise this tray, although it might actually, that could actually work with the Wabi-Sabi, is that when you pour the gypsunite in, it pushes the tray down and you get uneven surface. So I have made a base support for it so that the middle doesn't go down. So what I did was I printed out a little feather on my 3D printer, and I have broken it so that it's in 3 sections. So I thought I would do that so that that can be part of the Wabi-Sabi. Now, while I'm thinking about that, I wonder if I should take the tray support off, because that could give it also a bit of an uneven, yeah. So actually, come to think of it, I think that's what I'm going to do. So now the only thing is that I think these are going to move. So I don't know if I should get a little bit of glue to hold them down, or if I should just leave them, because it is supposed to be not perfect. So, but I don't also want them just to disappear into the abyss. So do I glue it? Do I glue it? Do I glue it? No, I'm not going to glue it, because also apparently if you've got cracks and bubbles and impurities on the actual tray, that's part of your Wabi-Sabi. So I'm going to leave it. I will just try and pour it gently on top so that it holds it, but I'm not going to be doing any wiggling or anything like that, because that is apparently what it's supposed to be. So I am going to add my Gypsunite to the liquid. I'll fast forward this so that again you don't have to watch me stirring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of my mica powder. This is lovely. It's like a coppery sort of color. I'm going to add that into the mixture, mix it around, and then I will add my colors to make it marbly, because again we don't want perfect colors. We want slightly dulled colors. So I'll add that, and then I'm going to add just a couple of drops here and there. I have a bit of brown still left here. That's it for my brown. I think I have mentioned before that for some reason my pigment color box did not come with brown. I have no idea why. I'm going to mix the blue in with the black and the brown and a little bit of black mica. I think I put a bit too much of the black, but anyway, it's fine. We've got, it's going to be quite dark. I shouldn't have put as much of the black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour on top of this gently and hope it doesn't move. Give it a mix. I just want to get it so that it's even. I don't want to have any, I do think that the actual pieces are sticking up slightly. That one is sticking up slightly, but I can add a bit to this side because, like I said, I don't want to do anything with the actual tray. Whether it's going to work or not, I'm not sure. I mean, those colors are really nice, but so that's it. I'm not wiggling, I'm not doing anything, and I'm actually hoping that we get some air bubbles, because apparently that's what we're actually looking for. Right, that's it. So I'm going to leave that now. I'm hoping that we get a result with my pieces in it. I'm just trying to, I think it's little bubbles that are coming up from underneath the 3D printed pieces, but that's fine. I don't mind if there's bubbles underneath, but I just don't want the base to be uneven because, like I have mentioned before, I am not a sander, so I don't like sanding. So there we go. We will leave that now to set, and hopefully we get a bit of a design with our pieces of feather. Right, so it's cold, and if I turn it over, I can't see anything. I can't even see. I think they might be somewhere around there, or were they at the top? I can't remember. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, wow. Okay, so what I might do here is, you can see that. That actually looks awesome. So what I might do is, I might get my craft knife and cut that out, because that looks amazing. I love the colors, and it has gone a little bit, sorry, am I going out of focus the whole time here? That is amazing. It's actually made a little pocket, and you can feel the So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to chisel a little bit of that away. So that will give us our uneven. And then I'm going to do some of it resin and leave some of it plain. So I'm actually really happy how that turned out. You can actually see, if I lift it up and get into focus, hopefully that's in focus, you can actually see the little pocket there. So I'm actually quite happy with that. So hopefully I'll be able to take a little bit of that away and leave proper little pockets. And I'm not going to resin over that. I'm going to leave that and I'll resin this part here or something. But I'm really happy with those colors. Those colors are amazing as well. They really are. So let's get chiseling away.
So here basically I am just using my little craft knife, and I used my little pointy tool. It's a needle tool, I think that's what they call it. And I was just taking away some of the gypsunite that was on top of the feather, because I just wanted to expose the feather a little bit more so that you've got more of the texture of the 3D printed item and with the actual gypsunite around it. It really was, it came out so nicely. You can see the little craters and pockets that the gypsunite formed around the pieces of feather. So I was really happy how that turned out. So here I am just fiddling around a little bit. That was the feather that I used. The feather that I've put down there, I have printed it out afterwards. It was a lot thicker, but that was the actual original design, and it had a shaft on it. This one I took the shaft off when I printed it. But that was basically the design of the feather. The feather does go up in certain places, so that also caused more of the nice little crater. And as you can see, I'm showing there, unfortunately, I thought I was going to get some air bubbles while I'm doing my little fake cracks in the tray. I thought I'd just let you know I was hoping that I was going to get some bubbles, because I didn't do any wiggling or jiggling or banging or anything like that to get the air bubbles out. And Murphy's Law, you will always, when you're wanting something to happen, it doesn't happen. Well, with me anyway. That's what happens with me. Murphy's Law, not one bubble on the sides or the inside or anything other than where the feather was. It was absolutely smooth, smooth, smooth. So that was a bit of a letdown. I was hoping there was going to be some bubbles, but there weren't. So here I am just making my own little cracks with my needle pin tool, just to give it a different texture as well, because that was the suggestion. There we go. And I was just pointing out there that there was a little bit of mica powder that actually came through. It really looked lovely. Just gave it a little bit of color in that corner there. So here I am just thinking where I'm going to resin and where I'm going to leave without any resin. Because again, as I was told by my trusty assistant, that shiny and matte are the two different textures. So I'm going to use resin and leave the rest of it. I will just put wax on it. So here I'm just using my silver metallic marker to highlight the cracks, just so that you could see them better. Yeah, my silver pen I was just wiping off because the inside of the cracks were still, well, they were a little bit dusty, so I was just wiping the pen off. And here I just used UV resin. I didn't want to use the normal epoxy resin unless you let it get really thick. I didn't want it running into the rest of the actual tray, so I just used it inside where I had made my fake cracks, and just carefully going around them so that only in that area was the resin. So that made it beautiful and shiny in that section, and the rest of it I was going to leave and then just put it on wax. So I left it in for a couple of minutes. I didn't show that, obviously. You don't want to sit through that. So this is the second coat that I was putting on. I did do a thicker second coat because I wanted it to be obvious that there was a nice thick layer of resin there. It really does. I was really happy with how this little tray turned out. I think I hit the mark where I had the different textures, I had different items, there was cracks in it, unfortunately no bubbles. But I think for the rest of it, it actually was really good. And here I'm just using my homemade wax, just giving it a light coat just to seal it. I didn't want to make it shiny or anything. So the wax sealer does give it a slight satin finish, but it just seals it nicely and makes it a little bit more user friendly so that you don't get any scratches or anything like that. So there I'm just giving it a buff with a little, I didn't want to go over the resin, so I was just being really careful just to go around the resin and buff up the rest of the tray. So there we go. There is our tray finished. Like I said, I was really happy. The little pockets and craters around the little feather were really prominent. It really was a success, I think. I think it was. And there you can see the shiny resin, and it's surrounded by the satin, not matte because it isn't matte. I suppose I could have sanded some of the sections, which maybe I'll do that on another project just to give it more of a rough. Or maybe what I'll do is I will use my chips and do some of the sections with the chips and some of the sections with the smooth, and then resin another one. So I'm going to do another project, but I think this, for my first attempt at Wabi-Sabi, I think that it came out really nicely. You can actually see all the different textures and highlights of the actual tray. So, like I said, I am quite happy with that. The tray is a reminder that beauty is often found in the unexpected, in cracks and broken feathers and imperfect finishes. So guys, if you like this project, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more craft experiments, and also share your own Wabi-Sabi creations with me in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, or even if you want to show me some of your designs. So again, until next time, keep creating beautifully and have a great one.